Alright, here we go. Tuesday, 9/26/17, and we are talking about Tuesday, spanning tree, did the labs, reviewed chapters 1 through 3. This is week 5, so I'll include both Tuesday and Thursday. Spanning tree, different types of spanning tree, the curriculum has that information. We looked at a lot of this, how it works. For example, here we have the core, distribution, and access layers, and we have a couple of VLANs, having access into the network, and we talked about two things. One, a little bit about load balancing, or the ability to have, let's just say, the red VLAN use this switch as its root bridge, and the blue VLAN using this as its route out. Okay, and you can do that with per VLAN spanning tree. So each VLAN can have their own spanning tree. So we don't have loops within the VLAN because they're separate networks, but we can point to rich switch as a root bridge. Yeah, so this one would go out this way, and this one would go out this way. Then we talked about one other topic here is coming up. Next week we'll talk about being able to set up for the PCs down here a virtual IP and MAC for their default gateway. So they would, so to speak, point at that. So if one side of these devices would go down, then everything can go out the other side. Hot standby routing protocol. So we'll do that. We'll talk about a couple. We'll talk about Cisco proprietary and then other options for doing that. So that's coming up. And then we did some basic review items. You should be able to do basic configs. You should be able to do all kinds, develop VLANs on switches. You should be able to develop trunks, set up the native VLAN between the trunks. In a multi-layered switch, for example, like this, you should be able to set up IP routing, set up the interfaces so you can route through the switch. And here in the next couple weeks, you should be able to do redundancy and make a system like what we were just looking at, having more than one path, and then managing loops and so forth, and default gateways and those type of things. We should have that all squared away in the next couple of weeks. Over here, this was just an example over here. Newman, coming in from the internet, we had it's actually in Fort Dodge, a company that set up the HVAC in the new elementary, and we set up a way for them to come in through the firewall on their own VLAN and go to that HVAC. So they had their own VLAN to function on, and that VLAN did not route to any other networks. So for example, over here, when you're setting these up, you may not set it up for all the VLANs. You may have one VLAN that just runs separate from all the others, and that was just so this outside vendor could have access to the heating and cooling when they had questions or whatever in managing it. Alright, here we go, Thursday. So this is still week 5. Talked a little bit about packet tracer, and we did ether channel and did a lab in class. Okay, we emphasize ether channel. So we talked about aggregation, and you have port aggregation protocol, Cisco proprietary, or you have link aggregation protocol. 802.3 AD standard. Okay, so this work everywhere. This works on Cisco equipment. What are we doing? We're going to take some links and we're going to bundle those so they look like one particular link. So for port aggregation, you can set it to desirable, auto, and on. The curriculum has, you know, how that works and if you have which one where. Same thing here, you have active, passive, or just on. We can set them on so they build a bundle for sure, or you can set, you know, one side active, one passive, and they should create, same thing here, one each, and they should create a link. If they're both auto, they won't create a link or passive. And we talked about, briefly, actually we talked about these ports. Speed and duplex have to be the same. VLANs, yeah, if you weren't trunking, but almost always these ports are going to be trunking for VLANs. So you can set up the trunk before or after, and same VLAN range. Okay? And we're talking about, you know, using a bunch of links to create one particular port channel. Why do we do that? Bandwidth, right? Right, we have a device here and a device here. We have lots of devices coming off here, and we have one particular trunk to get up here. That way we can increase our bandwidth for that trunk. This is what we did in class. So we had the first lab on Ethernet, but we adjusted it, and students set up the same IP addressing, but eventually here they ended up creating, they're supposed to creating Ethernet here, in this group here, and here. Not sure if they all had it successfully running, but we're going to take a look at troubleshooting Ether channel on Tuesday next week. So that's it.